Amen.
Thank you very much, Ms. Blossom, for offering those words of prayer. I'm sure that they were well received, and we look forward to having a very good meeting. As I said at the outset, this is really a meeting where we have a limited agenda, not much on the agenda. What I'm simply doing is offering you the opportunity for us to discuss the topical issues around now, which would obviously be the issue of vaccination for our students, as well as plans for the reopening of school. So I'm going to just start with something a little, well, not more immediate, but the issue of school registration and the collection of textbooks. We have, oh, by the way, the meeting is being recorded so that we can share the information later. So as things stand now, you would recognize that we would have had these lockdowns going on for these few days, today and tomorrow. And then we'll have another 2 days, well, 3 days lockdown next week, including Monday and Tuesday of next week. And so as a result, we would have had to make changes to our registration schedule. I'm sharing it with you on screen now, but I will also share the document in the different groups, and we'll send out via email to the students' Google Classrooms. So you will have those dates available for you to see. So what we have made changes. I'm not sure that all the dates have been affected, but we have made some adjustment to the dates for registration, as you can see there. So we're going to, on Wednesday when we resume, we will register our grade 7 students. So it is important, the grade 7 students, new students, that's those who are going into grade 7 in September, that we do the registration so we can get your personal information and all those documents collected and get you enrolled on our system so that you will have access to your online platforms and so on. So we'll start with the grade 7s on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, the grade 8s, that's those students who are just finishing grade 7, you will register on Thursday, while the grade 10s will register on Friday. And when we come back from the next lockdown next week, Wednesday, the grade 9s will be registered, and then the grade 11s. We're asking though that those students, those returning students who have not yet returned their textbooks from the book rental, you are to do so by this Friday. We have quite a few students who have not returned those books, and every time a student keeps a book, it means that one other student is deprived of getting the book. Right, so we have changed the registration dates so that some persons can take in the books. They can take in the books before we start issuing books. So the grade 7, 8, and 10, those students have the well, especially the grade 8, well, the grade 8 and 10. So those students who are in grade 7, we want you to return the books that you collected so that the incoming new students can get their textbooks. And the grade 10 students as well on Friday, make sure you take in those textbooks so that the grade 9 students can get the textbooks. Next week, we will start distributing textbooks for grades, for the other grades, grade students going into grade 11, they would have already had their books from grade 10, but the grade 8 and 9 students going into grade 8 and 9, you can collect your books next week, Wednesday, September 1, and the grade 7 and 10 can collect next week, Thursday, September 2. For the grade 7s, the new students going into grade 7, when you come on Wednesday, we expect all of you, the students, to come, so parents can come and register, and the grade 7 students will come to do their diagnostic tests next week, Wednesday, sorry, not next week, Wednesday, this week, Wednesday. I will post the information, so you will have access to that information. All right, so that is a piece of information that I think everybody needs to know, and we wanted to share with you. But the main item of discussion today has to surround the issue of vaccination. You are aware, or everyone should be aware now, that the government has started the process of vaccinating students in high school from ages 12 and upwards. And therefore, a number of students would have started the process on Saturday, and they continue to get the vaccine today and tomorrow. Just to indicate that the government has indicated that they want to resume face-to-face classes for high school students. but only students who are vaccinated will be allowed to attend face-to-face classes. Those students who are not vaccinated, the school will have to make arrangements for them to continue their classes online. I know I have said that repeatedly already, but we continue to get questions and persons asking what will happen to those who are not vaccinated. So let me just repeat, if you are not vaccinated, you will have to do your classes online. So the school will make the arrangements for those online classes. And of course, those who are vaccinated will get the opportunity to come to classes face-to-face. One other very popular question I've gotten is the issue of students who are coming into grade 7 in particular, and grade 8, because my son is actually going into grade 8 and he's 11 years old. They are asking, the question is, if students are not yet 12 and they are in high school, should they take the vaccine? The answer is no. The answer is no. So if they are under 12, they cannot take the vaccine. Right? What will happen to them, bearing in mind that they have not taken the vaccine and they are in high school and it is no fault of theirs? I have not gotten the advice from the ministry. I have not gotten advice from the ministry regarding that, but just from discussions we would have had yesterday with the Minister of Education. Yes, yesterday, Sunday, we had to be in meeting at midday with the minister. They have indicated that the primary school kids who cannot take the vaccine, they are looking to have face-to-face classes for them, because obviously, like most persons, we now recognize that the online classes are a challenge. Most students are not benefiting from the online classes. And so the ministry is saying that until they get the vaccine for the primary school children, they may have to allow them to go face-to-face with the different measures in place where they do rotation. They come in 2 or 3 days per week, and reduced numbers are in the classes and so on. So that is what they are looking on for the primary school children. But for the high school, the ones who are vaccinated will come to school face-to-face. Ones who are not vaccinated will stay home. In terms of other questions that have been raised re the vaccine, I am not sure, I can't recall what, if there are any questions that I have not yet answered, but the forum is open for you now to ask questions so that we can have that discussion by helping each other. I've asked a couple persons to join us to help us. I'm not sure if they'll be able to because I gave them short notice, but if they do, they would be joining us maybe in another 10 minutes or so, if they are able to. All right. All right, so I'm just going to open the floor for questioning or for discussions, because I think since Friday, this is my third meeting since Friday. And of course, we would have had discussions in the WhatsApp group, we would have shared information in the WhatsApp group. So there isn't much more for me to say, except if I'm asked something. So let me start with the questions. Vestra has her hand up. So Vestra, you can go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
What about the students who have health issues who cannot take the vaccine? What is going to happen to them?
All right, so if they have health issues, the first advice I would give to you is that if there are health issues, then you should go to their doctor, their private doctor, and get advice from the doctor as to whether or not they should take the vaccine. In most cases, the students who we say have health issues, that are the students who are asthmatic or have breathing problems, those students should take the vaccine. But I'm not a doctor, but what I've been told is that these are the persons with comorbidities who should take the vaccine. Students who have diabetes, they should take the vaccine because they are the ones who need the protection most, right? So those students who are totally healthy, they can get away with getting the COVID, but those who have health issues are least likely to get away with catching the COVID. So if they are ill, I would suggest that you visit the doctor and ask the doctor to advise you as to whether or not the students should take the vaccine. If they are unable to take the vaccine, then based on their comorbidity, then I would suggest that they would be better off not coming to school either face-to-face. All right?
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, good. Shamar.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
All right, as it relates to school fees, sir, if the fee is not paid, will the child still be able to be registered?
All right, so registration, right? Registration, I'm not referring to new students now. Well, I'm referring to all students rather. Registration is about taking in your receipt for payment and getting it registered or accounted. So when you are registering, you go to the accounts department with your voucher to indicate that you have paid the fees so that they can record that you have paid the fees. And if there are items that you have paid for it to be recorded so that you can collect the items. So if you have not paid any fees, it means that it doesn't make sense you turn up for registration. For the new students, right, if you have not paid any fees, you still need to take in your documents. So the documents with your parents' signature, their medical forms, your birth certificate, your immunization cards, you still need to take it in if you are a new student. But if you are a returning student who has not paid any fees, then it means that you don't have anything to register, right? What it means if you are a returning student and have not paid any fees, it means that you don't have anything to collect and you don't have anything to record. That though does not stop you from attending classes, and it does not stop you from collecting your textbooks. Right? So your textbooks, whether or not you pay the fees, you are supposed to collect your textbooks. All right?
Okay, sir, thank you.
All right.
And the adjustment to the dates, the time, what's the time frame between?
It's all day. It starts at 9 o'clock. Starts at 9 o'clock and goes up to 4 o'clock.
Okay, sir, thanks.
All right, good. Tricia? Tricia, you can unmute and go ahead.
Yes. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I'm having a little concern about the vaccine, sir, with my daughter. She's not 12 years old as yet.
Yes.
So I don't know how is that gonna work. Because if I'm gonna let her take the vaccine, I'm not gonna let her take it before she's 12.
Right. And she can't take it before she's 12 either. I think I answered that question earlier. She cannot, no child can take it before they are 12. Right. So if they are not yet 12, they can't take the vaccine. What will happen to them in terms of classes? As I said at the outset, we have not yet been told by the ministry, but just from discussions I've had with the minister, it suggests that those students, if they are not yet 12, they will be able to attend classes. Right? That answers your question, Trisha? Does that answer your question, Trisha? All right, 1 second. All right, Kamala, you can unmute and go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Ramsamuj here.
Good afternoon.
The diagnostic test, sir, that is supposed to be done for grade 7. When will it be done? On Wednesday, the 25th?
Sir, I didn't hear that, Ramsamuj.
The test that the new students supposed to do in maths and English, when will it be done?
Wednesday, this Wednesday. So we're going to for the new
Wednesday?
right. So for the new students, I'm going to send out that in the new students group. We will send the transportation for them this Wednesday for all the routes. Right? And they will do
so the students gonna be at school all day Wednesday, Mr. Wellington?
Basically from I would say until maybe 2 o'clock.
Okay, sir. And they must come in uniform.
Yeah, yes. Once their uniform has been made already, they have to come in uniform. If they have not made the uniform, let them wear an appropriate outfit.
And they must bring their device.
No, they don't need the device. Only all right. So we have, we would have started the process of setting up the devices and so on already. I think we were not able to finish everyone. So we're looking at those who have not yet finished, those who did not do the reading diagnostic test. And have not yet set up their devices. We are going to allow them to come in on Thursday and Friday. I think we have probably about 100 who have not yet finished. So those will come in on Thursday and Friday. So I'll set up the listing for those as well tonight and share it tomorrow.
All right, one last question, Mr. Wellington. School will reopen for September 6th, face-to-face for those who have been
No,
vaccinated?
no. There'll be no face-to-face school on September 6th. The earliest we are likely to have face-to-face school is the end of September.
Oh, I see. But some form of online work will,
Right.
will start on
Will
September
start,
6th. I see.
right. So online
I
will
see.
start on September 6th. For everybody,
Okay.
whether you're vaccinated or not, the online will start for you. And again, the explanation is that the students are to take the vaccine now, the first shot now, then they are to take the second shot 3 weeks, and then they get 2 weeks. They are to get 2 weeks for the full immunity to come in, and then they start the face-to-face. So the persons who are delaying, it means that they will have to start later.
I see.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Wellington.
You're welcome, sir. All right. Michelle, is it Michelle?
Good evening.
Good afternoon.
I'm not in Jamaica, and I heard that the parents have to be there with the kids to do the vaccination.
Right. All right. So what if you are not there? You can send a letter. You can send a letter authorizing the person who is going to take the child. If the child is under 18, then the child has to go with an adult who has authority to give permission for them to take the vaccine.
So I would have to write a letter and send it home.
Yes, or if you want, you can email it to me, and I will print it, and the person can collect it from me. Where is your does the child live?
Holland.
Holland. So they are going to come to Santa Cruz to get the vaccine.
Yeah.
All right. So my email address is stetsprincipal, and I'll type it in the chat, stetsprincipal@gmail.com. So if you email me the permission letter saying that you're authorizing whatever your child's name is,
okay.
so you're authorizing, let us say Keith Wellington, whatever is the name of the person who is going with the child. So let us say the person going is Keith Wellington. I'm authorizing Keith Wellington to have my daughter, Michelle Barrett, take the vaccine.
Okay.
All right, and you sign it with your name and send it to me. And my email address is stetsprincipal@gmail.com.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Dressia, you can go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My question to you, Sir Keith, is in regards to registration on Wednesday, are we supposed to take the children in on that date, whether they're vaccinated, whether they have received the vaccine or not?
For grade 7s, remember it's only grade 7s coming on Wednesday. All grade 7s are
yes,
to come
I'm
in
aware.
So all grade 7s are to come in on Wednesday for their diagnostic test. All.
Okay, because my son told me that he only did the reading test, and he did not take his device with him then.
He has to get it set up.
I heard you mention, I heard you mention that they would come in for Thursday and Friday.
But if he has done the reading test, if he has done the reading test already, then we'll set up his device on Wednesday instead, so he doesn't have to come back.
Okay, so I'll just take him along with me on Wednesday.
Yes. But remember, all grade 7s are to come.
Okay, sir.
All right, good. We have questions in the chat, and we'll get to them shortly, but there's a long line here. So yes, the person who's in grade 11, the parent can register them yourself. You don't have to wait until the child comes back to Jamaica. Selena, you can unmute and go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Wellington. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My question is, you were saying for registration, collection of books, sorry. My son did not get all his books last year, so how is that going to be going this year? Is he going to be getting those that he didn't get last year?
All right, so first of all, remember this year is a different, well, which grade is your child going into?
Going into grade 11.
Oh, all right, so they will not be, what you can do is to ask the child to go to the book room and indicate which books he did not get. And once the books are available, he will get those additional books.
Okay,
And
thank
I
you so
remember,
much.
Selena, part of the problem we have, as you would have heard me asking, is that sometimes the students do not return the books. And the books, when we issue the books 1 year, the group that comes in the year after have to use those same books. So the books need to be returned, right? And then this year is worse because the students are not on campus with us during the year where we could ask them, where's the book from last year? You understand?
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good. Shana Lee. Shana Lee, you can unmute and go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Wellington.
Good afternoon.
I'm actually at the vaccination center with my son now. My question is, the registration, do I have to come to school on Wednesday with my son?
Grade 7.
Yes, because I wasn't hearing much of what you were saying because
Yes,
it was
I
cracking
would
up on
for the
YouTube.
grade 7s. So your son is going to come to take the do the maths and English diagnostic test. But the documents that you have filled out, if you are to take them in and do the registration, even if you have already taken the documents. But I'm going for new
So
students. Sorry.
When I come on Wednesday, I'm gonna get his books to pick up his book rental.
No, his books are going to be issued next week. I will share that information. I shared it earlier, but I will share the information. I will share the information in the groups this afternoon. So grade 7 students will get their books next week, Thursday.
Okay.
All right, so this is the schedule that is up there.
Okay.
All right. All right, so that was so Shauna Lee. Carol. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Carol. I muted you back. Go ahead and unmute again. Yes.
Okay, sir. Pleasant afternoon to you and pleasant afternoon to the rest of parents here. Just touching on the vaccination a little bit. I know you answered the question, but for those children who are not yet 12, would it be easier on you and your staff for the parent or child to just come in and say, I'm not yet 12, here is my birth certificate? Or do you have a system in place where you filter those students out yourself?
Right, so I remember I would have all the date of births, right? So once the student is registered, I know their date of birth. So I will be able to produce a list of all the students who are not yet 12. So you don't have to come in and tell me once the student is registered.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay, good. All right. Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you can unmute and go ahead. Elizabeth.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
So, Wellington, when will the application form for the lower 6 students be made available?
So we have issued for the upper 6 ones. The upper 6 ones have started their applications. The lower 6, because the exam results are not likely to come out until the end of September, we are not in any haste. But I think they are ready. They are actually ready. So I think by the end of this month, that's next week, we will start circulating them because we're going to do them electronically. So the forms will be available electronically. So we'll start circulating next weekend.
Okay, thanks much, sir. Another question. My daughter is in Kingston with her aunt, taking care of something. What can I do? Because my sister would take her to the vaccination site.
Yes.
What would I need to send in?
The same letter. The same letter. Just do a letter and send to her, let them print it and take it to the vaccination site that she's going to.
Okay, thanks much.
And so just give a letter of authority to your sister for her to collect, for her to allow your child to do the vaccination.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Ishmael. Ishmael.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir,
asking, sir, if he does not take the vaccine, will he be able to get his lesson online?
I think I have said that about 4 or 5 times since we started this meeting. Students who are vaccinated come to school face to face. Those who are not will have to do classes online.
Okay. I just come on and hit, that's why.
Okay.
I never started on the meeting.
Okay.
And sir, for registration on the 26th, sir, just the bank slip he should bring in?
Which grade is he going into?
Grade 8.
Yes, that's all he needs to take it, right?
Okay. We wouldn't have all the money. How much the maximum should we pay?
The maximum or the minimum? The minimum, as I've said before, there's no minimum. Parents are asked to pay, and there's a fee. If you can pay all of it all at once, we ask you to do so. If you can't pay any at all at the moment, then you're not forced to pay. So if it is that the fee is $15,000 and you pay $2,000, we appreciate it.
Okay. Okay. And when will he collect his grade 8 books?
All right, so that has been posted as well. Let me just put it back up again for a few seconds. Grade 8 students will collect their book next week, Wednesday. So that's Wednesday, the 1st of September. I'm in a meeting.
Okay.
I'm in a meeting. Can you message me or something, wherever it is?
Okay, thank you so very much, sir.
All right, you're welcome. Kenisha, you can unmute and go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My question is, last year I paid a minimum fee and got a part letter with the government letter.
And got a what?
With the government letter to state the reduce of school fees, something like that.
I don't know what that is.
All right, I'm working with the government.
Yes.
So every year they normally give us a letter to take to the school stating either no payments or reduce of payments. Reduce payments on the school fees. Is on part as well. So you got a letter from the part school and I pay a minimum of $10,000 with that. Stating in mind that the school fee will be cleared. No, I got a package that is got a balance from last year with this year.
Which year group the child is in?
Is in grade 8 now.
He was in grade 7.
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes, leaving from 7th grade to 8th grade now.
All right, so I would suggest, we have had this discussion repeatedly with our parents. I would suggest that you come in and have that discussion with either me or the bursar. So for example, you paying $10,000 means that this child cannot get the things that they need for school, because that money can't pay for some of the things, and nobody pays for it if the parents don't pay for it. So that letter about government workers, it's a letter that makes absolutely no sense, because the minister did tell you that school fees are not, schools can't charge school fees. All right, so they can't tell you that there are no fees attached to going to school and then tell you that you get exempted. But I would rather if you come in and have that discussion. Okay, Kenisha, you muted yourself, so you didn't respond. So let me unmute you again.
Okay, thank you. I'm listening to you, but I'm doing government work as well.
Right. So you can come in and have that discussion, all right?
All right, thanks.
Shara.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Wellington, paid school fee and I took in the other documents already. However, I will be unable to attend on Wednesday. Can I give my daughter the slip?
Yep. You paid the school fee, took in the documents already. Yes. So she just needs to take in the slip because she still has to come, right?
Yes.
All right, good. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Donovan. We want to get to sorry, just a second, I want to get to the questions that are in the chat. Miss Webb, Mrs. Webb, I think you're on. Can you just look at the chat questions for me and make a note of them? And when we are finished with Dane, when I get to Dane, I will ask you to just read those questions for me. All right?
Okay, sir.
All right, good. All right, Donovan, go ahead now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Question, will online classes continue from October onward?
I think I made that clear for those students who are not vaccinated, they will have to be online classes for them. This is about number 8. This is about the 8th time I would be saying that.
Came on late, so I wouldn't have heard it.
Okay. Remember,
Right,
parents, if you come on late, the meetings are always recorded and we share the recordings with parents. So we will post the recordings in the groups, but we also have a YouTube channel, Stets Online, that you can go and see all the meetings that we have and listen on your own time. All right. So if you are late, just go back. So just make a note, for example, that you are 40 minutes late and you can go back and watch the first 40 minutes on YouTube. All right. Natoya.
Good afternoon, sir. I would like to know if the school fees can be paid at the school on the day of registration.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Rose. Rose.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good evening. Good afternoon, Principal. I want to find out, I pay the school fee, the whole of the school fee Tuesday. Tuesday I bring up the pay, Tuesday gone. And I don't only get the belts. I know that they're supposed to get the P gears and whatever else on it. So when I'm coming Wednesday to get the P gears, or when are going to issue out?
We're going to issue for the new students. They will get their, let me just put it up here. All right, so the grade 7 students, again, see the list. When they come to collect their textbooks, that's the next week, Thursday, the 2nd of September, they will collect all their personal items as well. So on that day, the Thursday, the 2nd, grade 7 students will collect their personal items. So that's their house shirt, their PE gear, their textbooks, they would have collected their belt and epaulets if they bought them. But it's the Thursday, so we don't have enough staff to do registration and handing out the items and all of that in one day. All right?
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You're welcome, my dear, and you too. All right, so Trudy, and you can unmute and go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My child will be going to grade 10. So however, he is supposed to register on this Friday, but to collect the books next week, Thursday.
Yes.
Can he collect and register next week? Because I'm coming all the way from Mandeville.
All the way from Mandeville, not so far. You make it sound like, I thought when you started saying you're coming all the way, I thought you were going to say coming from Montego Bay or Negril, like some of our students.
From Mandeville, but I'm not living in the town of Mandeville.
All right, so the issue I have, right? The issue I have, I'm not going to tell you no, but I'm not also going to give you permission or give parents permission to do the two things in one day, because if every parent does that, then nobody will get, well, not everybody will get through. So I'm not going to tell you no, but I'm not going to give you permission by saying yes, but I'm not going to tell you no. So you decide if you want to take the chance, all right?
Can the child register
himself?
By himself?
Yeah, man, the senior students can register themselves. But you have to make sure they do it, because many of them, many times you give them the voucher, and because they don't want to join a line or wait, them don't do it. So you have to make sure them do it here.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Fiona. Fiona.
Good evening, sir. I had a question. I had a question, but I got the answer for it.
All right, you're welcome, my dear. Denise. Denise.
Good
Denise or
afternoon.
Denise? Okay, go ahead.
Good afternoon. I take time off from work just to come and register my son for Friday. The day that you put, I won't be available. I'll be going back up.
Oh, what grade is that again on Friday?
It would be like grade 11 Friday, but you put it to Thursday. So I'll be going back up. I should be going back up Monday, but because of the lockdown, I'll be going Wednesday.
All right. So
can he register himself?
Yes, he can.
Okay, but I would be coming down here to pay the money down by the school. That was the problem. I didn't want to give him.
That's fine. You can come and pay it any day and probably just register him same time.
So I still can come Friday?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Where are we now? MP, you can
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Okay. My son was registered at grade 7. He's moving on to grade 8 now, but there are some items that I did not receive.
There are some
items, lab coat, IDs that were done.
Yes.
How can these be accessed?
When you come to register him again, just ask for the items. So you can ask for the items when you come to register him, right?
Okay, sir. Thanks much.
And it would make it easier if you carry a copy of your payment voucher.
Okay, I will. Thanks.
No problem, my dear. All right, I'm going to skip Carol and go to Dane because Carol spoke already. I'll get back to you, Carol. Dane?
Yes. Good afternoon. I'm over in Canada, right? But my son, Kamal, is living in St. James, close to the border of St. James and St. Elizabeth.
Niagara?
Yeah, right beside Niagara, Johnson.
Okay.
So I've run a check to find out the amount of students leaving from that side to come to school.
Yes.
And I already count more than 11 students.
Yes.
No, there is no transportation leaving from that area to states, and I'm wondering why the arrangements haven't been made.
All right, so if we're talking about, well, normally before, which grade is your child in?
He's just gonna start.
All right, so let me tell you what normally happens with the Niagara kids. They normally get their transportation and they get to school very early. They are the ones who come to school probably earliest. Sometimes I come here at 6:30 and they are already here or coming in, right? So when everybody is in session, when school is in session where everybody is coming to school and you have that 10 or 11 students from Niagara, then normally they do have a problem. When school is not in full session, like what happened this year, where sometimes it's only grade 8 coming or it's only grade 10 coming or it's only grade 11, you only have 2 or 3 kids coming in. Obviously, it can't make any sense for us to make an arrangement to send a bus up that side for 2 or 3 kids. So we leave it to the kids to make, we have left it to the kids to make the arrangement this year. If you have 10 or 11 kids coming to states from that community and everybody, all grades are coming to school, then you can make an arrangement with a transport provider to take them to school each day. But it's difficult for us to make an arrangement to send a bus when we have 2 or 3 persons up there.
Okay.
All right. But as I said before COVID, they never had much difficulty because they made the arrangement and I think there was a small bus that took them to school each day. So I think the issue we have is with COVID and how school is running where it's only, sometimes it's only 1 grade coming and there are only 2 students from the community in that grade. You understand? So I think it's something that you can work out with the parents in that group. What I can probably do is to find the contacts and see if I can just have a meeting with just those persons and see how we can work it out.
Okay, I would love if you could do that for me, because I wouldn't want my son to miss out on school.
Yeah, I found a couple of the kids up there too who they have found it difficult, new ones, and they're talking about transfer, but they don't want to transfer. So I will have the discussion.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good. All right, so let me go back to Carol.
Yes, sir. Thank you for taking my hand again. I'm not sure if this question was answered before as it relates to paying the school fee. If I choose to pay the school fee online, is there a link? I did receive the school's account number, but I'm not sure what platform to use to make the payment. I am overseas.
You're overseas?
Yes, sir.
You would have to do a wire transfer. So you can use your online banking and do the wire transfer.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
And just note the student in the comment section for the transaction, put the child's name.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right, good. Shauna Lee. After Shauna Lee, we're going to take some questions from the chat. Ms. Webb and Ms. Patterson are both on, so they will read some of the questions. So those other persons' hands are up. I will come back to you after we do the chat. Go ahead, Shauna Lee.
Like how I pay the school fee on Wednesday when I bring in the papers, I'm gonna get his jersey and.
No, we answered that question already. Grade 7 students next week, Thursday. Next week, Thursday, we're handing out the items. All right, Shauna Lee.
Okay.
All right, good. So Cassandra and company, just give us a few minutes. Let us hear from Ms. Webb. The questions in the chat.
Okay, so the first question, let me scroll up. So many questions.
Ms. Patterson, you can help her too.
Should parents come on Wednesday with the children? That's the first question there, sir.
For the grade 7s, yes. We're asking the grade 7s parents to come in, unless you have already taken in the documents, then you don't need to come. You can give them the voucher, or if you have already taken in the voucher, you don't need to come. But if you have not taken in the documents, I have not taken in the voucher, yes, you should come.
Okay, next question. Can we pay school fees at the school on registration day?
Yes.
Can fees be paid online? You answered that one already.
Yes, right. They can pay online. Just get the voucher. On the voucher, there's the account number. You can use the account number to do a wire transfer online.
Okay, this one says, my son paid school fee last year at the school and it still come back on this year.
All right, so that is something that you need to come in and speak with the accounts department. If you think that there is something wrong with your financial account, you come into the office and ask for the bursar's office and speak with them on that side.
Okay. Someone wants to know if all your teachers have taken the vaccine.
No, I don't know if all of them have taken the vaccine. All of them have been encouraged and most have. But I can't say all. All would mean that I would have counted and I would have had a definitive answer from every single one. So I can't say all, but all have been encouraged and I am sure most have. All right.
Okay. Do you know what time is the cutoff time for vaccine today, sir? Someone is asking what time they stop giving vaccine today.
Ms. Webb, can you repeat the question for me, please?
If you have any idea what time they cut off, what is the cutoff time for vaccine today?
All right, they planned on stopping at 3, but if you are there, they are not going to stop. So it's at 3, but they will vaccinate everybody who is there. And also remember that they are doing the vaccines tomorrow as well at Santa Cruz and Junction and Magati.
Okay. All right, next question. My daughter is going into 5th form. She is, however, not in the island. Can I register her by myself on Friday?
I will answer that to say yes.
Yes, you said that. All right. Also, you answered this one already. If the student didn't take the vaccine this week, can they go next week for registration? And you answered that yes, they can go for registration without the vaccine. Should grade 8 wear uniform on Thursday?
Will grade 8 do what?
If they should wear their uniform on Thursday.
No, they don't have to wear uniforms.
And you answered the lower 6 question already. Somebody was asking about application for lower 6.
Right, I did answer to say by the end of the month, you will have access to the 6th form applications.
Right. Okay, next question. If your child is on PATH, how much of the school fees should be paid?
The school fees that you have gotten, whichever grade the child is in, is the fees that you are expected to pay. So whatever is on your voucher, that is what you are expected to pay. So there's no difference there. I think some parents are of the impression that PATH pays school fees for students. PATH does not pay any school fee for any child, excepting the only fees that PATH pays for are what are called wards of the state. So if the government is responsible for you as a ward of the state, they pay the fees for you. If you're on PATH, they do not pay your fees just because you're on PATH. What they do is that they provide lunch, a subsidy to provide lunch for you. And when you're in grade 11, 6th form, they pay your exam fees. But the government does not pay any fees for PATH students. So if you're on PATH, whatever you get on your financial statement, that is what we expect you to contribute.
Okay, thank you, sir. If the child didn't take the vaccine this week, when next can he go? When is the next vaccine?
Well, I don't know when is the next one. I know that they are scheduled for this week, Monday and Tuesday. I do not know when the next set will be done. And what we know is that what they are processing now, they are trying to get rid of all the vaccines they have now. So if persons take up and there's none left after tomorrow, then the next set will be done when they get additional vaccines.
Okay. I'm not sure which grade this student is. This looks like a grade 7, but the person is asking, I paid school fee already and bring in the documents already. So should I still come in on Wednesday?
Right, and I did answer that to say, no, you don't have to. Just send the voucher with the child.
Next question. Not sure what the person wanted to write here, but the question is about PATH and government letters accepted or recognized with the payment I made last year because a massive school fee was given to me for me to pay. I don't sure I understand that.
I think it may be a question that I answered already relating to government workers, and I did ask the parent to come in. Again, I'm reminding parents, just like how we have people listening to everybody about vaccines and not thinking and reasoning it out, the letter that persons are saying that the government workers should not pay school fees, I'm just reminding you that the government pays tuition fee for every single student, right? And what we ask you to pay is, one, we ask you to pay for items that are the student needs that the government don't pay for. And then we ask parents to pay parent support contribution, where we ask you to pay those fees in support of the other activities that all our students are involved in that the government does not support us with. Right? And as I said to other parents, I've said repeatedly, those are the fees that make you want your child to come to States rather than go to some of the other 8 or 9 high schools in the parish. As soon as parents will decide that they're not going to pay those fees, it is the time then you will not want your child to come to States, because you're going to say that we are not providing the opportunity for your child to be the best person that he or she can. So we ask all parents to make those contributions so that we can provide the opportunities for your children. And we have had this discussion repeatedly as to why it is important that each person make their own contribution so that we do not have to rely on one person's contribution to share for everybody.
Okay, sir. Next question. Parents asking if when the students come in on Wednesday for their diagnostic test, if the parents will have to stay and wait for them until the test is finished.
No, they don't have to. They wouldn't have to. And remember, new parents, again, will be providing buses on the route. So unless your child can't take one of the bus, the child will be on a bus to and from school.
Okay. And the school fee question was answered already. It can be paid at the school. Someone's still asking that question. Can be paid online. Yes, that question was answered already too. And what is needed for the student to get the vaccine? What documents?
All right, so for the student, if the student is under 18, the parent or the guardian who has the permission for them to take the vaccine must have an ID and the child's birth certificate. And it would also be helpful if you have the child's ID, but that is not critical. The two most important things is the birth certificate and the ID for the person accompanying the child.
Okay. Here we have a student going into grade 9 who has not yet received school shirt and house shirt.
All right, and we
So I
did
guess
say,
the student wants to know.
right, I did say that when you come in to register on whichever day, just indicate to Ms. Gibbons, who is the person responsible for the storeroom, that you have not yet gotten your items, and you take your voucher to prove that you have paid for them.
Okay, sir. All right. Next question. I am having a problem accessing my daughter's school report. And the lady in the office said, I have to have it to get clearance for registration. Is there anything else I could use instead of the school report?
No. Or you mean, or for the great new students? No, if for the new students, I've instructed the office staff that is not to prevent, should not prevent the new students from registering. So that report from your primary school is not absolutely necessary.
Right. I would like to know who's in charge of the WhatsApp group for parents, because I have not yet been added to the group, even though a year ago I asked them to put me in the group and haven't been added since.
All right, I'm not sure which grade. We would have to know which grade level, because each grade level has their own WhatsApp group. But I know for a fact that sometimes we get numbers and we add them and persons are not accessing them. So for example, this morning a parent asked me to add them to the group, and when I tried to add them, they were already added. But for that person can just indicate which grade level and the name of the child, we will find out.
Right.
The grade coordinators, it is the grade coordinators who are responsible for the WhatsApp groups for the students.
Okay. And same goes for the question coming up next. This is a new parent asking to join. So I guess that parent would have to put their name and the child's name.
Yes, child's name, right.
Right. Registration. Do I have to bring the student for registration for grade 11?
No, the child doesn't have to come for registration, and the child can also register themselves.
Good. And the bus question again, which is yes, which is no. Is there a cost for the bus provided to take the student?
So for the vaccination, there is no charge for the buses that are taking the students to get vaccine. There is a charge for the students who are taking the buses to come to school. So if that's a new parent, the chart was placed in the WhatsApp group with the cost and the time, the schedule for the buses. Can't repeat them here now, but check the WhatsApp group. I remember parents, again, some of your questions can be answered if you go on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. A lot of information is there.
Right, and that would go for the parent who is asking you to recap because the person just joined. So
obviously I
would
wouldn't
have
be doing that. That would be unfair.
Yeah.
So
Right.
again, visit our YouTube channel. All the meetings are posted there. Visit our Facebook page. The information is usually posted there. And of course, the WhatsApp group, we always post information there as well.
Okay, sir.
On transportation, Ms. Webb, I saw somebody asking if we're providing transportation for students from Montego Bay. The simple answer is no.
No.
We don't provide transportation for students who are coming from Montego Bay.
Right. For students going to grade 8, will the Google platform be the same or one will be created?
All right, so the platform and your username and password will remain the same, right? What you will get now is you are going to get different codes for the teachers because you won't necessarily have the same teacher, right? So the classes will change, but you will get your invitation to join the classes.
Okay. And you answered this one already. Should like the grade 8, the 9, the 10s, should they wear uniform when they're coming in? You already answered that one.
Right,
to
they
say
don't have
no.
to. Right.
All right. Yes, update message. I did not get any textbook from last year because I bring in an incorrect book.
Right.
And I did
Well,
not get my home shirt and school shirt. And
I
I'm going to
remember.
grade
All right, the grade 7 students, grade students are reminded that if they do not return their textbooks, they cannot get other textbooks for the following year. So if you have outstanding textbooks from this year and you don't take them all in, you are not going to get any textbooks for the following year. All right, so you need to find the textbooks. If you have lost them, you will have to replace them. All right, so if you got books this year that you can't find, you will have to pay for them. All right.
Sir, if I pay half the school fee, will my child get his PE gears?
Yes.
Yes. For grade 10 students who want to sit CSEC subject next year, how do they go about doing that?
All right, so if they want to sit exams, the exam fees are not yet here. They normally come by the end of September and are due by the end of October. They will be informed by the school when they are able to pay for it. So it's a matter of registering and paying and registering for the exams.
Okay. And should grade 7 wear uniform next week on Wednesday? Yes. That's vaccine again.
Not seen any
How
more
will the
questions?
students? No, that's talking about subject selection. How will the students go into grade 9 go about choosing their subject? It wouldn't be grade 9, it would be grade 10.
All right, so all the grade 10s should have chosen their subjects by now. The grade 9s now will not choose until the end of grade 9. And there will be a subject portfolio, career portfolio that all grade 9 students start doing once they start grade 9. But that is a matter that their form teachers and the guidance counselors will be addressing when they start classes.
All right, if my child is having the flu or cold, I guess the symptoms, can he or she still get the vaccine?
I am not sure that they can take it, but I would suggest that you find that out from a doctor. So I don't think I'm competent to answer that question.
It was mentioned at the health center, sir, that if they had the COVID or any of the symptoms, they should do the antibody test before they take the vaccine. They should not take the vaccine.
Okay.
They should do they should do an antibody test before.
Okay, and you know where that test is done?
I think they would do it I don't know if they do it at the health center or you have to go to your private doctor.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Do the parents have to come in on September 1 with the students for collection of textbook?
No, they
Or
don't
students
have to. They don't have to, but
Right.
the student has to be there. It is the student who has to collect the books.
Okay. How will transportation go for the new market parents? And
All right, so we will
students?
provide a bus. I think the last week, the busman let us down. He did not report to us that he wouldn't be able to run. And so we are going to make arrangement for another bus instead. So there will be a bus on the new market route.
Right. And there's none for the Montego Bay. Okay. So this one says no. I brought in my son's document to the school already, but a part of his school fee was paid by the principal of the previous school. So therefore, I don't have a receipt for it. Should have a receipt.
No, but we would have it. So once it's paid, when you come to the office, just tell them the same thing, that a part was paid, and they will look it up, and it will be okay.
Okay.
Ms. Webb, can I just go to those two persons who have their hands up, Shauna Lee and Althea, and then come back to you?
Okay, sir.
All right, Shauna Lee. Shauna Lee, can you go ahead now? Unmute and go ahead. Well, a whole bag of hands come up now. Shauna Lee. All right, so Shauna Lee has changed her mind. Althea. Althea, you can unmute and go ahead. Not hearing Althea either.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. I'm still at work, sir. I'm so sorry I didn't get to partake in the meeting, sir. But I didn't get to hear much of the info, but I'll go on later to find out what you were saying. I just wanted to know the registration dates for grade 11, for students going into grade 11.
All right, so we did share that already. So let me just put it up. Students going to grade 11 registration is next week, Thursday the 2nd.
Oh, students, okay. Okay, sir. All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir.
Denora. Denora, you can unmute and go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I was wondering, would the child be allowed to attend school without taking the vaccine?
No, we answered that question about 8 or 9 times already. I'm trying to keep count. No. So it's face-to-face school will only be for students who are vaccinated for the time being.
Okay, so if first say you're not comfortable taking the vaccine, you will be allowed to go attend classes online.
Only
instead.
online, right.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. I'm Diana.
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon.
Quick question. I don't know if this question was asked before and I didn't hear. Pick up for Malvern tomorrow. Is it still on and does the time remain for 1 p.m.?
Yes.
Get out of there.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good.
Jamie, what are you going to do?
Where am I now? Sashana.
You'll see. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What if I bring in around textbooks?
If you're bringing a wrong textbook, that means that is not the book. That is not your book. So we don't count it as yours. If it is a school, if it's wrong, and it is not. If it is the school book and it is not yours, you have to go and find yours. So you can take in a. Sorry.
So how would I know if someone brings in my Spanish book, my textbook?
The book room will have a record of it. So when you go to the book room, you can tell them that you have somebody else's own and you want to know if somebody took in yours.
So if they took in mine, sir, I would still have to buy it back?
No.
But they didn't bring in mine. I would have to pay for it then.
Right. Once we do not get back yours, you have to pay for it.
Another question. Can you be registered without paying your school fee?
All right. So I think I answered that question already. Registration means that you are taking a voucher to say that you paid your fees, and this is the amount you pay, and these are the things that you paid for in terms of personal items. So the short answer would be no. If you haven't paid any fees, then you don't have anything to register. Right? But it does not stop you from coming to school or from getting your textbooks.
Oh, okay. So what if I paid my school fee from in 7th grade, but I did not collect any vouchers or school?
All right, answered that question many times already. You just ask for it when you come to school. Just take your voucher to show that you did pay for it. And
so what if I don't have that voucher, sir, from 7th grade?
Well, I don't know. If you don't have the voucher, and I don't know, you have to talk to accounts because they need proof that you pay for it in order to give it to you.
But what I registered in 7th grade. So
right. So just go to the accounts department. The accounts department would have, if you registered, then the accounts department would have evidence.
Yes, that would be proof.
Yes. Okay. All right. Nicole.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I bring most of the documents, but I didn't get a recommendation. So, but I paid the school fees. So, should I bring the voucher? Because I bring the voucher when I came to last, and they said I should come with it on registration day.
Yes.
So,
yes.
So
just come with the voucher
really, so I really need the recommendation. I could get it after.
You can get it
they
after.
Incomplete after that on the document that I bring in. But
Everything
I have
else was
the voucher. Everything else, only the recommendation I didn't get from the principal of the previous school.
Yeah, man, you can go without it.
All right, next question again. I am not living in Jamaica, but I came down last month, July. And I get everything together. But my son, he don't have the uniform with me. I'm in Montego Bay. The uniform is in St. Elizabeth. So can I dress him appropriate to come so he could do the test
diagnostic
on
test?
Wednesday? Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
All right. Leonie.
So the grade 7
on Wednesday.
Sorry, who is talking now?
Leonie.
Oh, all right, go on.
The diagnostic is on Wednesday, right, sir?
Yes.
We have a family death, and my niece won't be able to attend on Wednesday. So will there be any other day wherein she could come in and do the exam?
She can come in Thursday morning.
Thursday? Yes. Okay. She's not yet, she won't be 12 until next year, and the required age for them to take the vaccine is 12. So that means she still can't go to face whenever do happen.
I have not said that. I've answered that question already to say that we have not gotten instructions from the ministry yet as to what will happen to those students, because we have quite a few who are not yet 12. Including my son who is going into grade 8. So I have an interest in finding out what the position would be for them.
Okay.
But as soon as I get the information, I'll let you know.
As much.
Okay, good. Fiona, is it Fiona? Yeah, Fiona.
Good evening, sir. You should go and collect your personal items on registration day.
No, grade 7, that's for new students?
Yes.
No, the personal items yes, it will be on, oh no. For new students, personal items will be collected next week, Thursday the 2nd.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. All right, back to the chat, Miss Webb.
Okay, sir. So
Any other questions?
You just answered that one. My child is not yet 12. Can he still take the vaccine? 12. These are just about the vaccine and the new market bus, if you answered. My child is going to grade 11 but has not got the food and nutrition text from grade 10. I would like to know if this book is available now. Can I collect on Thursday?
Sorry about that, Ms. Webb. Can you just repeat the question?
Oh, someone did not get a textbook. A grade 10 student did not get a food and nutrition textbook. So she's asking if she can get it on Thursday, if it's available.
Right. In the book room, Ms. Webb?
Yes, sir, it is.
Answer the question then.
Yes, so food, nutrition, and health books are available at the book room. So yes. And someone is answering the question here about the antigen test. It is done privately.
Oh, so it's an antigen test, not antibody. That's what I was wondering.
Yes, antigen, sorry. Yes, sir. It's done privately.
All right. Any more questions?
No, sir.
All right, good. So after close to an hour and a half, we can be wrapping up. Bellevue Health Center, yes. Somebody's asking the child lives near Bellevue Health Center, can she take the vaccine there? Yes, man. The vaccine can be taken at any location near to you. So you don't have to come to Santa Cruz to take the vaccine. Right. So parents, any health center or school near you where they are doing the vaccine, you can take a vaccine there. So we expect if you live in the housing scheme and they're doing vaccine at the health center, you shouldn't have to walk to come anywhere. We're near Santa Cruz. So we are actually, the transportation that we are providing, it is taking you to the nearest health center. And many of the schools in the parish, they are now offering transportation as well. And as principals, we have agreed that we will take students from other schools. So once the bus is passing you, whether it's a States bus, a Monroe bus, a Nain bus, Magati bus, and Newell bus, whatever bus is passing you to go to the health center, take it and go get your vaccination. All right. Cassandra.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. I would like to ask a question. So the persons that did not take the vaccine, is there going to be an online platform for them?
Yes, I think this is number 10 time answering that same question now. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Dressia or
Good afternoon again, sir.
Good afternoon.
I have a question on the vaccine. Could you say which of the vaccine is being offered to the children?
Pfizer.
Pfizer, okay.
But it's the only one that students can take.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, parents, if you want to take the Pfizer, if you take your child to get vaccination and you want to take it, they are allowing you to take it as well. Somebody asking if the child received the vaccines after school open for face-to-face in September. That's the rest of the question. Can they come to school in October? So if they miss it now, they will be allowed to come to school as soon as they are fully vaccinated. Just a reminder, based on the timelines between the first dose and you being fully vaccinated, it will take at least 5 weeks. All right, that is why school will not be open until the end of September, because the first dose is being offered now, the second dose 3 weeks after, and then 2 weeks to be fully immunized. So if you wait 2 weeks, if you wait until the end of September to take your first dose, means that you won't come to school until the middle of November. All right. There any other questions?
No, sir.
Other questions? Parents, I think we have had a very good meeting. We would have had a lot of discussions over the last 3 or 4 days. I hope that we are getting prepared to return to school, whether it's going to be online or face-to-face. We have had a very challenging last 18 months, everyone, students in particular. I know that students have really been suffering because the online activities are not the activities that they are used to, right? So I know that they are suffering, and that is one of the reasons why we hope that as many of them as possible will take the vaccine so that they can return to face-to-face classes. We know that parents have been suffering as well because no parent in Jamaica is accustomed to growing their child without the support of teachers, and without students in our presence. Teachers have not been able to interact and to influence students as they are accustomed to. So we know that the parents are suffering, and we know that it has been a difficult time for teachers as well, because all of a sudden their workload they have always been working hard, but with online classes, it has become more difficult. So we know that it has been a challenging 18 months. We want to use whatever opportunities are available to see things improve, and therefore we want to do as much as we can to ensure that our parents fully understand and appreciate what is it that is at stake, and therefore do the things that they can do to ensure that their children get the best opportunities that are available to them while being safe doing so. As a school, we continue to remain committed to do everything within our power to ensure that our students do not lose out on the opportunities that are available to them. Right now, the sufferings are immediate, but we know that if this continues much longer, it will be a lifetime of suffering for all of our children, or most of them, as well as the families and the country. So we continue to do what we can to ensure that our students get the opportunities that are available. All right, I see one hand up. Let me just take the hand before we wrap up. Jay Elliott. Jay Elliott, you can unmute and go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Just a quick one. Will the students require to wear masks even though they are vaccinated?
Yes. So as of now, until the virus is no longer around, all the steps that are necessary to protect not just yourself but others will have to remain in place, right? What we have done, I think, as a school, States has done really well, if I may say so myself, over the last 18 months, because we have had many students been attending classes during the period, and we have had days when we have as many as 600 students at school, right? Because we have a very large plan. But we have had very intelligent students who have acted very responsible, and so we have over the period had school allowed our sixth formers and our grade 11 students and our grade 10 students to attend classes without them contracting the virus or being ill from the virus, because maybe they would have caught it and we didn't know. But I think we have done very well, and we will continue to do the things that are necessary to ensure that our students remain safe. All right. I'm going to, all right, so hands keep popping up. Let me go to Fiona. Hand was up again, but I'm going to skip her since she has spoken a couple of times and go to Andrea. Andrea.
Good afternoon, parents and Mr. Wellington.
Afternoon.
One quick question. Not sure if you'll be able to answer, but I'm still gonna ask. When adults take the vaccine, we are given like 6 to 8 weeks before we take the second dose. Why is it that it's only 3 weeks for kids?
Remember, it's two different vaccines. Remember what? It's two different vaccines. So the adults, we would have taken the AstraZeneca, but the students are taking the Pfizer, which is a different vaccine.
Is it a lower dose? Why it is only 3 weeks before they can take?
I have no idea. I wouldn't pretend to know.
I was just asking out of curiosity, but I figured I probably wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Nicola.
Yes, good afternoon. My daughter has just passed for that school.
That school's name is Stets here, or St. Elizabeth Technical High School.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes.
You said school won't be opening until the end of September, right?
No. I said face-to-face school. So students will start classes on the 6th of September.
Okay,
it's
just
online.
checking, because I came on a bit late, so I'm not sure if you will still have online classes.
Yeah, man, we will.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Christine, you're up next.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. I got the link not long ago, so I came on late. I'd like to know, maybe you would have answered this already. If the child is not vaccinated, is he or she allowed to attend school?
And the answer to that question is no. We have a query to make regarding students who are under 12 years old and therefore cannot be vaccinated, what we will do with them if they'll be allowed. But if the child is over 12 and has not been vaccinated, the answer to that question is no.
Okay.
All right, Christine. All right, Fiona. I think you have the last say.
Good evening. Is summer school finished?
For grade 7s, no, we still have a number of activities for the grade 7s. So they will come in on Wednesday for the diagnostic test. Then on Thursday and Friday, those students who have not yet done the reading inventory, we're going to inform you which of the 2 days they should come in. And then the other week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we'll wrap up for the new students. All right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anne-Marie?
Good afternoon. I heard they asked, when will they take the second dose? I taken Habiba to do hers on Saturday. They gave you a date when you're supposed to come in to take the second dose of the vaccine.
What date did Habiba get?
She got the 11th of September.
11, right, which is roughly 3 weeks, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Forrest?
Good afternoon, sir. I was having internet trouble, so I just joined also. I don't know if you had answered this already. Re-registration. And due to the lockdown for this week, Monday and Tuesday, my daughter will be going in 9th grade. She would be registering tomorrow, so I want to know what are the changes.
All right, so grade 9, next week, Wednesday. And they'll collect their textbooks on that day as well.
Okay, sir, thanks.
All right, and remember, I'll share the video in the group and on the YouTube channel so you can watch them there. Watch the meeting there, all right? All right, is your hand up again, Forrest? Or not? No, that was Forrest, right? So it's Christine, your hand is up again?
Yes.
Go ahead.
If your child is a student here at Stets and you're the mother and you have another child and you bring both child to, will both of them be vaccinated? Even though the child is not a student of Stets?
Yeah, man, once the child is between 12 and 18 years old.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Okay, good. All right, I think that's it. Parents, I did my closing piece already. We're making real good use of the lockdown. So next week I'll try and have our final PTA meeting during the lockdown as well, since nobody can go anywhere. So we'll have our prison talk during the lockdown. All right. So thank you very much, parents. Let me hope that you remain safe and have a great rest of the afternoon. And tomorrow, remember the buses are out tomorrow as well, so make use of them to get to the vaccination centers. Thank you very much and have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.